We go from the rain to the strange.
Yeah, this episode was wild.
Indeed, it was. We gotta deal with a fan club.
You mentioned once that this fan club existed, and I didn't realize, I forgot that you mentioned it, and then it came back, and I'm like, ooh.
It comes back with a vengeance.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. We gotta do a whole episode about the fan club. I spit on my monitor, my laptop.
I just spit on things.
But, bleh. Well. Anyways, hello.
Mama.
Welcome to episode 21 of Jared and I Watch K-On! I'm Jared, that is Doc Island Ladium.
Hello.
And we are talking about season 2, episode number 7, called Tea Party. Because we're about to have a dang old tea party, which kind of seems weird because this whole show is built around the process of having a lot of tea parties.
Yes.
But we're having a very specific tea party this time.
And it's so weird.
And it is very weird. So let's dive into this episode. We begin this episode. Nodoka's rearranging the student council room. She's got a bunch of stuff on a bunch of desks. The wind's blowing in and it blows out this card that has Mio's face on it.
Yep.
And she's like, oh yeah, this thing.
This thing.
So that's a thing. Mio's very worried that someone's stalking her or watching her.
Which, me being who I am, I paused the episode and pulled up Rockwell's Somebody's Watching Me.
Because of course you did.
Because of course I did. I 80s music, it's my thing.
It is your thing.
It is my thing. And there's even, a part of the episode where she's like,
She literally almost says, I always feel like someone's watching me.
Yeah, she almost says it, and you're like...
It's like...
Alright.
Alright.
Yeah, apparently, the Illuminati killed Michael Jackson, from what I understand.
YouTube comments.
YouTube comments.
Future me who's editing this, that's what that means.
I mean, what if future you didn't need to know that, and you're just like, oh, okay, Michael Jackson was killed by the Illuminati.
I would listen and be like, what are we talking about? What is going on?
The truth is out there.
The truth is out there.
Via YouTube comments that Michael Jackson was killed by the Illuminati because apparently he went there twice, and that is why he couldn't sing the entirety of Rockwell's Somebody's Watching Me. Now you know, and the Illuminati's gonna kill me.
It was nice knowing you.
Mm-hmm. Rip.
Well, tune in next week for Jared Watches K-On! So everyone's is wigging out about her feeling weird. Miss Yamanaka comes out behind her and scares the crap out of her, and they're like, why would you do that?
She loses all her color.
She does. In the club room, they're talking about it, and Detective Mugi steps in. She turns this case about. She reaches out to the truth.
Oh my god.
She points at someone. She reenacts the latest opening for the Ace Attorney anime.
I say she becomes Phoenix Wright.
You haven't seen that opening, but literally half that opening is literally just everyone just pointing.
Alright, I'll have to watch it.
I mean, you should watch that. You should watch the season 2.
I'm still very burned by that anime.
You should watch season 2.
I'm still very burned by that anime.
Let me say this. The way that season has gone, I want them to do an Apollo Justice anime now.
Apollo.
That's how much I think that show has turned around.
I love Apollo Justice so much. He is such a good boy.
Also, it's just funny now listening to that anime and knowing that Phoenix Wright is fetus. It's real good. Anyways, K-On!
Oi!
Mugi figures out what the cause of everyone's stares are. She's like, did you have bread this morning? And
Yakisoba bread.
Mio's like, yeah.
20% off.
I was running late and I couldn't eat an actual breakfast, so I just had to grab that. And, was it 20% off? And Mio's like, how do you know this? What is going on? Oh, you had the sticker on you. And she's like, oh, great.
And apparently everybody knew the sticker was there, but nobody told her.
Some first years come in and they're like, hey, we're a part of the Mio Akiyama fan club. And Mio's like, oh no, not that again.
And also, again, you know that they're first years because they have
the blushy
constantly
cheeks.
Blushy cheeks.
We're blushing.
But yeah, the fan club gets brought up again.
Mm-hmm. And we get the backstory of the fan club.
Yes.
Which Ritsu, Mio, and Nodoka talk about, where it basically kind of starts with a similar situation where Mio's feeling like someone's
Watching her.
She always feels like someone's watching her. So she goes to like the student council and she's like, "Oh my god, someone's actually taking this seriously!"
Yay! And, like, how do they treat her in the Light Music Club?
The then student council president Megumi Sokabe comes in. He's like, we're gonna take this very seriously. We're gonna talk to the disciplinary committee, do all this, and he's like, ah.
Do you want some tea? I know it's not as good as the tea that you get at your club, but it's still tea. And she's like, yes, that's fine.
So like, yeah, they're taking it very seriously, but then also, it's like, Nodoka's like, how do you know so much about the Light Music Club?
How'd you know that they do tea? How did you know my name?
And then they deduce that, oh, it's the student council president. She has the member number one
of
the
card.
fan club.
Well, the funny part is that Mia's like, all right, I'm just gonna say this and try to like lessen the tension. Like, hey, is it possible you are the culprit here? Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, her envision is just like they're like, oh no, it's not me. Ha 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 ha.
And so she does it, and then the student council president like clutches her head on the floor like, oh god,
it's me,
it was all me. And she's like, woo, that's not what I expected.
So yeah, they figure that out.
Whoops.
And that's the thing. But then the Light Music Club plays like a concert for her before she graduates.
Yes.
They play Fool Fool Time, your favorite song now.
Now that I've played that rhythm game, I will never be able to listen to that song again and not hate myself. It's so hard. I failed like 30 times.
But you got through it. You passed it with flying colors.
I failed
Ow.
like 30 times. And I still can't get through some of the levels.
You're very close to ending the game, or beating the game. You can do it though, I believe in you.
I don't know about that.
So after we have story time, Nodoka's like, oh, by the way, hey, I'm now the president of the fan club.
I'm number one.
I kind of inherited the position. Sorry.
Shrug shoulders.
And she basically comes up with the idea that, like, hey, what if we do something for the club? And Mio's like, and Yui's like, let's do it! And Rishi's like, we should do this! You've always done stuff for us! We should repay you with this!
Basically, everybody but Mio is like, yes!
Mugi's like, I will bring a big cake!
Which she does. That girl goes hard when it comes to her cake.
So we get like a few days later, and they're getting set up for the event. They've brought they've made souvenirs, but they've made merch. It's just like random things, but they put a Mio sticker on it, and now it's a Mio branded bottle opener, a Mio branded
scratcher.
chopsticks, back scratcher,
Tissues.
It's like, what is going on? Those freshmen show up again. They bring yakisoba bread, and they're like, we're very excited for the tea party. Let's go!
Yay! Which we were talking about this, and the fact that like this is a school-sponsored event is very weird.
Yeah, because like you'd have to have they got an actual like classroom set up for this.
Yep.
They would have to have staff sign off for it, which obviously Mr. Yamanaka's there, so she had to have been in the know about it as well.
Right.
And they had to have flyers up for it to basically tell people this was happening.
Yep.
It's a whole thing that, like, in any other normal circumstance would go across someone's desk and be like, no.
Yeah, like it's,
what? No.
It's very weird and uncomfortable because I imagine like, for one, Mio is very clearly not into this originally, and
yeah,
like also going across like an administrator's desk, like there's gonna be this tea party for one of our like members of the school, and like it's just to celebrate her. What? What are you talking about?
What are you doing? But
you know,
in this circumstance, it happens.
It gets approval.
It gets approved. So they get ready for the party. They learn that the former student council president is not going to be coming because she has a college club day.
Which they mentioned several times that since she's in college, she's mature.
She's very mature.
Will I ever be that mature? And it's like, she's a year older than you guys. Like, it's...
You gotta wait till K-On! College to see if they get mature.
Oh my god. I don't think Yui will ever be mature.
Well, if you read that manga, you will know.
Is she mature?
I've read it once. I don't remember. I feel like she's still kind of the same.
She's probably the same.
Yeah. So that's that. So we get to the event. They apparently they got the music room because it's very, very open. Get the belly shown here.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are there. Nodoka mentions like, hey, there's some familiar faces, like, and then she points out like this one third year, like, she's a member.
Yeah.
Ritsu and Yui are the masters of ceremony. And they begin off with like a little skit, and then they're like, here is the guest of honor, Mio Akiyama. And then Mio just walks in, it's a little solemn, and is like, oh boy, oh
Hello.
boy. She gets up to do a speech, bites her tongue immediately.
Does it like 3 times.
And everyone's like, oh, it's so cute,
It's
it's
so
so
cute.
Mio-y.
There's so many shoujo sparkles in this episode.
There is.
So many shoujo sparkles.
Ritsu and Yui get jealous that Mio just biting her tongue is getting more applause than their bits. They're like, oh, time to rein this in real quick.
Yep.
It's now time for the cake cutting ceremony.
Yay! Make it a wedding! Yay! Azusa's gonna help! Yay!
Do this with your significant other, and we're gonna have Azusa do it. It's just, they cut to them like cutting the cake. They're always like,
The cake is huge.
huge. Mugi did not disappoint.
It is bigger than an actual wedding cake.
I mean, Mugi knows people.
I like I said, Mugi goes hard when it comes to cake.
She goes hard in paint.
Yeah, no kidding.
After that, we get 100 questions with Mio.
Yes.
The first 5 questions are, what's the scariest story you've ever heard? What's the second scariest story you've ever heard? What's the third?
4th, 5th.
Mio's like, ah!
And then it goes to audience questions. Also, extinguish a candle every time you ask a question, which is very weird. I guess
I feel like it was just a thing for Ritsu to like just scare
Make her
Mio.
scared, yeah.
I feel like that's the reason. Other than that, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The first audience question is, what do you do? What do you clean first when you're in the bath? Which is a very strange question. Which she just replies, the shower head.
Yeah.
And I was like, she cleans the bath. After that, we get a slideshow of pictures of Mio, which is really a lot of pictures of Ritsu with Mio in the background.
Yeah. And she's like, I pulled it from my album.
Mio looks at him and she's like, oh, I got good friends. It's nice. And like they're about to do a performance, and Mio stops him and is like, thank you for coming. Here are some new lyrics that I have come up with.
It's about caramel sauce.
And then she's reading them, and everyone's like, what? What?
Reese's like, not even her fans get it. All right, time for a performance.
Yay!
Yay!
They perform a new song. It is called Pure Pure Heart. And everyone's real happy. They have a big group photo with Mio.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like everyone, like Ritsu, Yui, and Mugi are all like holding everyone's phones and taking pictures for everyone.
Yep.
Azusa sends a picture to...
Former number 1 and
Yes.
student council president.
Mm-hmm. Which it says she's subsequently somewhere in Japan and
Somewhere
receives
in Japan.
the image. She's next to some statue that's just pointing.
Yeah, it's just this pointing statue. I'm like, who the heck is that guy?
Mhm.
Because they like focus on him a bit. I'm like, who are you? I guess maybe it's something the Japanese people would know who it is.
Yeah, it doesn't say in this, unfortunately.
That's fine.
And then the episode ends with Nodoka writing another letter to her and being like, hey, hopefully you can come to the next one if we do one. We're not just shut down and
Ugh,
banned.
that's so awkward.
Yeah. Well, hopefully next time is going to be less awkward because, there comes a point in time in a high schooler's career when they got to think about what's coming next in their life. They got to figure out what they're going to do after high school.
Yikes.
Sometimes that involves college, sometimes that involves careers.
Mm-hmm.
So next time, we will be discussing Season 2, Episode number 8, called...
Career! With an exclamation point! I almost said a bang.
Bang?
Yeah, it's unrelated-ish, but like when you're doing coding, you call it a bang.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I had to think about it. I'm like, exclamation point, not a bang, not a bang. Because that just sounds weird. Career bang!
Career bang. I'd never heard that before.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Fun fact. A lot of fun facts today in this episode.
Illuminati and bangs. Not these bangs.
The Illuminati bangs. So if you'd like more from us, go to seasonlanguagecheckup.com or sac.cool. It's where you can find past episodes of this podcast. and other podcasts like Season Anime Check with OVA, and you can find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you want more from Ann Ladium, go to annladium.com. She's got columns and reviews on her site. And you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/animecheckup. Next time we will discuss career plans. Who will get careers?
Good question.